We now have a new type of light within View 6, which is the light panel. So if we go to all of our different lights, we can see on the end we have a light panel. And what this is if you're familiar with other 3D software programs, it's kind of like an area light. And what it represents is sort of a wall reflecting light off a nearby light source, or we can fake radiosity with it. It's a very powerful new light, and there's a lot you can do with it. And we can also, of course, size it up and make linear lights out of it. And what I mean by that is what we can do is actually squish this down and actually change the shape of our light. And now we have sort of a little strip light. So it's pretty neat what we can do with it. We can change the color, of course, do anything we want, just like any of the other lights in View. So that we have this blue color on here, which it really isn't changing the light too much. We'll go ahead and take a look at that, because a lot of light's power is mostly a white look to it. But we have all the other options. We can also add a lens flare to it. And one of the newest features is our new light editor. So if we go and double-click on this surface, we'll pull up our light editor, which contains our lens flares, our gels, our volumetrics, our shadow, our lighting, and our influence settings, which are not new at all to View 6, but now that they're contained in one light editor, it's going to be much more productive when you're working with lighting. And we can access this panel a couple of different ways. When you go to your normal settings here, if I was to turn on volumetric lighting, which is still available, these other settings, I can right mouse click, go to Edit Volumetric Settings, and it brings us to the volumetric settings still within our light editor. So it's a much more powerful way of, and more flexible and productive way of working in View with lights.